religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary, opened Sacred Heart of Mary High School. Since building materials were scarce and often unavailable during World War II, the first high school building was a mobile structure once owned by the Oneata Academy. This traveling on-the-road mobile unit might be a good image to describe our presence in the West. First of all, it shows the creativity of our sisters in responding to limited resources. It suggests an awareness that different experiences require different strategies. It reflects imagination in looking beyond what is to see what could be. It illustrates an ability to make connections, to collaborate with others in initiating a new ministry, to transform structures in responding to the needs of God's people. So much of our RSHM experience in California and Mexico has involved movement, creativity, thinking in new ways, letting go, and moving on. In the early 1920s, Mother Joseph Butler and Mother Gerard Phelan, accompanied by Mother Butler's sister-in-law, Mrs. Thomas Butler, crossed a continent to respond to an invitation from Archbishop John Cantwell to build a school similar to Marymount in Tarrytown. We imagine them traveling to Los Angeles, given hospitality by the Immaculate Heart Sisters on Franklin Street, attending Eucharist at the historic La Placita Church, visiting diocesan schools to learn about the educational system of the other coast. They even ventured to San Diego and Coronado as guests of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet. Their first Western adventure also gave them a glimpse of points north, Santa Barbara and San Francisco. They see California as the land of beauty and enchantment. What various forms of transport were used to help them navigate the hundreds of miles and diverse locales of this new ministerial terrain? In 1923, Marymount School is opened in Los Angeles on 28th Street in Brockman. It is an international community that accepts this new educational commitment. 2 sisters from Europe joined 5 sisters mission from New York. RSHM beginnings in the Western American province already reflected the international character of the Institute. Now global travel has been made easy. You can be in Rome in the morning and in Los Angeles that same evening. Can we imagine the challenge presented to our sisters almost a century ago, crossing oceans by boat, traversing a continent by train, and all this in full habit? These were women who embody our desire to be persons who can transcend boundaries, personal, national, and global, to discover new meeting places for grace to unfold. As the new school grows, Mother Butler, as Vicar for North America, encouraged the building of a school and convent, which would require the purchase of a more suitable property. This new location was found on Sunset Boulevard and would be transformed into a site for a high school, a junior college, and eventually a 4-year college. How did the sisters feel, though, when they closed the doors to the Brockman Mansion on 28th Street? With its stories of new beginnings and new possibilities, embracing these experiences and moving on to a new educational environment, and even recognizing the irony of their former residence and academy as housing for a university fraternity. In 1938, Montecito becomes the site of a new RSHM ministry. In the house given to the RSHM by the pastor of Mount Carmel Church hung a carving of Our Lady of Guadalupe with the words, "Yo reinaré en esta casa." I will reign in this house. This same carved image has journeyed with us to new locations, to the new community at Marymount Junior School in the 1970s, and it now graces our administrative center with her words of consolation and challenge. Within the span of 4 years, it became clear to our sisters that a boarding school needed to be built to respond to the needs of a growing student population. The decision was made to build on the existing property. However, a property on Mission Ridge Road, overlooking the Santa Barbara Mission, became available for purchase. Within 6 weeks, documents were signed and preparations were made to move to the new site, which boasted a swimming pool, an attractive feature for students of all ages. No distance, nor the complexity of real estate transactions, nor the red tape presented by city bureaucracies seemed too insurmountable to our sisters, but part of their commitment to respond to the needs of those to whom they were sent. For us in the Western American province, Santa Barbara, nestled between majestic mountains and a vast ocean, holds a special place in our hearts. In addition to Marymount High School and Junior School, an adjacent property became the first novitiate in California, so that women interested in becoming RSHMs would no longer need to travel to Tarrytown or Europe for their initial formation experience. It also served as the site of our provincial administration for some years. Many members of the Western American province remember with gratitude and affection the Franciscan community who served as instructors, as chaplains, and became good friends. The Franciscan spirit of simplicity, openness, love of creation, and joy influenced the lives of 3 generations of RSHM. Movement and expansion characterized the RSHM in California and Mexico in the 1940s and the 1950s. In 1941, the RSHM opened the first Catholic high school in the San Fernando Valley, Corvallis High School. The first community to serve the growing population of Studio City commuted daily from Marymount School in Westwood in their Lincoln Memorial. Today, even with our Los Angeles freeway system, traveling by automobile from Westwood to the Valley can take the better part of an hour. What was this ministerial journey like in 1940? To face such a commute must have deepened our zeal in knowing and loving God and making God known and loved. Becoming part of the mobile, on-the-go car culture of Southern California happened early for the RSHM. In 1942, as noted at the beginning of this reflection, the RSHM opened Sacred Heart of Mary High School in Montebello, and once again in their trusted vehicle, nicknamed Fonzie, made the long journey from Westwood to East Los Angeles. The Ford sedan did a good job of getting the sisters, the faculty, to their destination. However, at times, they did arrive late to begin school. Yet early SHMers were undaunted and responsible. They began the day with the regular opening exercises until their habited educators rolled into the school property. Today, the RSHM live in a very different age from that time when Mother Butler rode the Transcontinental Railroad to Los Angeles. We have seen our numbers diminish. We, like everyone, face the reality of limited resources. We have had to withdraw from beloved institutions, from wonderful places of ministry. We are an aging population and recognize that our future will be very different from our past. But we continue in the present to use our appropriate modes of transportation, a car, the bus, access, to continue to be women of faith and zeal at South Central Lamp, a place called home, Marymount, California University, Marymount High School, Cantwell Sacred Heart of Mary High School, Chino Institution for Men, in parishes as adult formators. Our journey in faith continues. We look at the seeds that have been planted for future generations. As our founder, Father Gaiac, wrote in 1872, the seed is sown and the young tree that is planted do not yield fruit immediately, but have to go through different stages to reach full and perfect growth and to produce flowers and fruits. We sow, plant, water, but God alone gives the growth. We have built a heritage with a strong foundation, present in the reality of our world as builders of solidarity and communion. Some of us may have to use different modes of travel to assist us in our mission. In the call of Jean Gaiac to move forward, always following the movement of the Spirit, which tells us to go forward and nudges us ever onward. Confident in the Spirit who walks with us in this journey of faith, in whatever means of transportation we want to use, we live knowing that whatever our age, our circumstance, each of us participates in the life and mission of the Institute by the integrity and witness of our lives.